Yeah.
Michael, what do you feel has been working for the team over this hot streak?
I just think we're just getting back used to playing with each other. Us 5 starters, and then I think the bench unit's figuring some things out. So I just think we're just getting to know each other again.
What about you personally? I think it's now 9 or 10 games back. How have you felt in that progression?
Yeah, it's definitely a progression. My foot, I don't feel like it's really at 100 yet, but it's close. But I definitely, I'm happy with where I feel right now, and I'm gonna just keep growing from here.
I know at the beginning of the year you talked about this off season. You spent a lot of time mentally preparing for pain and playing through pain. How is that? How have you
try
handled
to take care of your body so you're not playing through pain. But everyone in the league, what we do is pretty unnatural. So you're gonna play through some aches and pains, but I don't have anything serious going on.
How is it certainly feels like you've committed over the course of the season, just being, I'm going to be the best possible defender that I can be. Have you enjoyed that process of just like diving into that aspect of your game?
Yeah, and it's definitely like for the team, you know what I mean? I just feel like for us to be as good as we need to be, offense will never be the problem. But come playoff time and things, we just want to be as good as we can be defensively, so we just got to be on a string and everyone's got to be committed.
How excited were you to get your DPOG chain?
It was pretty exciting. I think it was just a good indication of where I'm at. I'm trying to stack a couple more of those hopefully by the end of the year. So it was a cool thing to get noticed for your defense and not always your offense.
Yeah, was that a good feeling to be rewarded on that side of the basketball? You know what I mean?
Definitely.
To have coach recognize you in that way?
Definitely, it was definitely a good feeling. But that game against the Clippers, everyone played so good. He could have given it to anyone.
Mike, I think you guys have like 5 or 6 guys shooting around 40% from 3. What do you think? What do you think is the? Do you have a theory behind that success? And I think the number 1 rated 3-point shooting team in the league.
I think probably just the fact that we emphasize taking good threes. You know what I mean? I know a lot of teams, they take a lot of threes off of the dribble, pull-up threes. We're generating a lot of spot-up threes, swing threes, or a joker will draw the double and then he'll throw it out and someone will have an open 3. So it's not really like the most difficult threes. So I think that plays a part in it.
Were you ready? Did you know that there was a chance that Joker was going to hit you when his back was turned to you at the left elbow? He turned around and swung, hit you in the corner.
Yeah, because he's going to read the low man. If the low man's pulled in, he'll know I'm open in the corner. So I think it was Kevin Love or someone was pulled all the way in. So I knew there was a chance he would just swing it over to the corner.
Mike, what do you think it would take for Joker to win MVP again? Like the league to notice what?
I think people are kind of noticing it. From what I've read, he's definitely one of the front runners. I think he can win probably MVP for the next 5 years. Just because of how good he is, how we run our offense, how many touches he gets. And then on top of that, he always rebounds at a high level. Obviously assists and then scoring. So I just feel like if we're the number 1 seed going into that voting, and I think his plus minus is probably one of the highest in the league, if not the highest. So I feel like that probably is a no-brainer. It's just probably tiresome for all these voters to keep giving Nikola the MVP. But like Coach says sometimes, you don't get tired of success. Hopefully the voters don't get tired of just giving it to who I think is the best player in the world. So
what have you learned about how to carry yourself via just watching Joker and the way that he never seems to get too high or too low?
Yeah, it's definitely and it's so crazy because he's actually evolved since the first couple years I've been here. Like before, he would go home, he would put on some weight, come back, then try to get into shape. Now it's just his consistency and routine is off the charts, and I feel like it's gotten better every year. And he's just carried it more like he realizes who he is, how good he is, how much he means to this team. So he approaches it in such like a business approach. He's wearing suits to the game now. He used to only wear sweatpants. So I just feel like he's definitely I could learn a lot from him, and I have learned a lot from him in terms of consistency, routine, not getting too high, too low. He's definitely got it figured out in that area. I think all the superstars do, though. Him, Giannis, I think Steph is probably like that. LeBron, just very even keeled.
You've taken some deep threes this year. Is that something you've been working on, wanting to add to your game? And what kind of weapon is that you're seeing?
Nah, I've always probably shot the same. I just try to take what the defense gives me. So if it's spreading out the 4-point line, it's going to be that. And then in transition, if they're not going to pick me up until then, I might just shoot a deep one. So yeah.
Is that a shot you practice?
Yeah,
You take a lot of
for
those?
Sure. Yep.
Have you been working on driving more, being more aggressive when you have those driving lanes?
Yeah, trying to just mix in spot up threes and pull up shots with getting to the basket all around.
Do you feel
offensive
comfortable
game.
doing that?
Yeah,
Yes.
getting more and more comfortable as my foot kind of gets better.
How does that open up your entire offensive game when you're able to do that?
Yeah, I think like especially when your three's not falling, I think seeing the ball go through the rim or getting a rhythm by going to the rim is big for sure.
Does it help when you're physical? Does it help to feel the game? You know, if your shot's not falling and it's just kind of bang inside.
Yeah, definitely different ways to get yourself involved in the game. I think rebounding is one. Being physical, you know, you can get your energy from defense, but shots aren't always going to fall. So I just try to mix in some other things.
You've been playing back-to-backs this year. Jamal just played his first back-to-back last game. I know that was a big deal for him. Physically, what does it take to kind of take that next step from just playing every other day, playing a couple games, but then
Yeah,
playing
you
back
take
to
that
back?
recovery period out of it, so you just really try to get your treatment, get a lot of sleep, and then recover overnight. But it's really hard. It's hard as we're playing out there. So I'm proud of Jamal for that. And then me. I mean, back-to-backs aren't the easiest, but I'm glad that I've been able to play in them and try to stay available as much as possible.
Thank you.